What's up, Wrestling News CC family? Tonight, we're diving into one of the most explosive episodes of Monday Night Raw in WWE history. June 10, 2025. A date that turned Monday Night Raw into absolute mayhem. A night fans will never forget. Before we break down this insanity, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because what happened on this night is going to have ripple effects for months to come, and you don't want to miss any of our exclusive coverage. The WWE Universe was buzzing, rumors were flying, and anticipation was at an all-time high. Everyone expected something big, but no one could have predicted the earth-shattering chaos that unfolded. Seth Rollins, with fire in his eyes and a plan in motion, was ready to cash in his money in the bank briefcase. But just as the plan was nearing execution, Roman Reigns, yes, Roman Reigns, made his thunderous return and flipped the entire night upside down. This wasn't just another episode of Raw. This was the kind of television that reminds you why professional wrestling is the most unpredictable form of entertainment on the planet. From the opening bell to the final moments, every second was loaded with tension, drama, and moments that will be replayed for years to come. Let's rewind and break this insanity down, because what transpired on June 10 wasn't just wrestling, it was pure storytelling magic that left the entire WWE Universe speechless. From the start of the night, Seth Rollins had a presence unlike anything we've seen from him in recent months. He wasn't playing mind games. He wasn't laughing maniacally. He was dead serious. Focused. You could see it in his eyes. This was going to be the night he cashed in his golden ticket and reclaimed the top of the mountain. The backstage segments throughout the evening showed a different side of Seth Rollins. Gone was the cocky, arrogant persona that had defined much of his recent character work. In its place was a man with laser-like focus, someone who had clearly been planning this moment for weeks, maybe months. The crowd knew it too. There was electricity in the air from the moment the show started. Fans kept chanting his name, chanting, "Cash it in. Cash it in," and the cameras kept catching Rollins backstage, clutching that briefcase like it was destiny itself. What made this even more compelling was how WWE's production team captured every moment. The close-ups of Rollins' face showed a man who was carrying the weight of opportunity and expectation. This wasn't just about winning a championship, this was about proving that he belonged at the top of the company hierarchy. By mid-show, the atmosphere shifted. Whispers became louder. Commentary teams started hinting that the Universal Championship might be Rollins' target. With champions vulnerable after recent matches and injuries piling up, the timing was perfect. And then it happened. Seth Rollins made his entrance to one of the loudest ovations of the year. The crowd was on fire. The lights, the chants, the camera flashes, it was cinematic. He stormed toward the ring, holding the Money in the Bank briefcase high. He wasn't hiding anymore. He was making a statement. The entrance alone was worth the price of admission. WWE's production team pulled out all the stops, with pyrotechnics, special lighting, and camera angles that made Rollins look like a conquering hero returning to claim his rightful throne. Seth entered the ring, staring down the championship belt left vulnerable from the earlier chaos in the night. He handed the briefcase to the referee, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. The entire arena held its breath. This was it. This was the moment that would define not just Seth Rollins' career, but potentially the entire direction of WWE programming for the rest of the year. The referee took the briefcase, and you could see the gears turning in Rollins' head. He was calculating, strategizing, making sure every detail was perfect. This wasn't just about cashing in, this was about making a statement that would echo through the wrestling world for years to come. But just as the referee was about to officially start the match, something happened that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. The lights went out. Complete darkness. The crowd's noise reached a deafening level, not because they knew what was coming, but because they could feel that something monumental was about to happen. When the lights came back up, there he was. Roman Reigns. The original tribal chief. standing at the top of the entrance ramp with an intensity that could be felt through television screens around the world. The crowd's reaction was unlike anything I've heard in recent memory. It wasn't just cheering or booing, it was pure, unbridled emotion. Months of absence, months of speculation, months of wondering when and if Roman would return, all culminated in this single moment. But this wasn't the same Roman Reigns who had left WWE television months earlier. There was something different in his posture, his expression, his entire presence. This was a man who had been planning, waiting, watching from the shadows, and now he was ready to reclaim everything he felt was rightfully his. Roman's entrance was methodical, calculated. He wasn't rushing to the ring. He wasn't playing to the crowd. He was walking with the confidence of someone who knew exactly what he was about to do and exactly what the consequences would be. Seth Rollins, meanwhile, was caught completely off guard. You could see the shock, the confusion, the frustration all playing across his face. This was supposed to be his moment, his night, his triumphant return to championship glory. Instead, he was about to become part of someone else's story. What happened next was pure wrestling poetry. Roman entered the ring, and for a moment, he and Seth just stared at each other. These two men have history, championship matches, personal feuds, mutual respect mixed with intense rivalry. But this moment was different. This wasn't about their past. This was about their future. Roman spoke first, his voice carrying that commanding presence that had made him one of the most polarizing figures in WWE history. You thought you could cash in while I was gone. You thought you could take what's mine while the tribal chief was away. Seth's response was equally powerful. This is my moment, Roman. I earned this briefcase. I earned this opportunity. And I'm not going to let anyone, not even you, take it away from me. The tension in the arena was palpable. Two of WWE's biggest stars, two former Universal champions, standing face to face with everything on the line. The crowd was split, with some chanting for Roman and others supporting Seth's right to cash in his briefcase. But then Roman did something unexpected. Instead of attacking Seth, instead of trying to prevent the cash-in, he stepped back and said, "Go ahead. Cash it in. But know this, whoever holds that championship when I decide to take it back is going to have to go through me first." It was a psychological masterstroke. Roman wasn't trying to stop Seth from cashing in. He was making sure that Seth knew exactly what he was getting into if he went through with it. Just when it seemed like Seth was going to proceed with the cash-in, the unthinkable happened. The arena went dark again, and when the lights returned, Roman Reigns was gone. Vanished. As if he had never been there at all. But in his place, standing in the ring behind Seth Rollins, was someone nobody expected. Solo Sikoa, flanked by members of his version of the Bloodline, had somehow entered the ring during the blackout. The crowd was stunned into silence. This wasn't just about Roman's return anymore. This was about family drama, about power struggles within the Bloodline, about loyalties being tested and allegiances being questioned. Solo grabbed a microphone and delivered a message that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. Roman thinks he can just come back and take over. Roman thinks he can reclaim the head of the table. He's been gone too long. The Bloodline has moved on. I'm the tribal chief now. Seth Rollins found himself caught in the middle of a family war that had been brewing for months. His Money in the Bank cash-in had inadvertently triggered a confrontation that went far beyond championship gold. What followed was chaos in the purest sense. Security rushed to the ring, officials tried to restore order, and the crowd was on their feet, unsure of what was happening but knowing they were witnessing something historic. The episode ended with more questions than answers, which is exactly what great wrestling television should do. Roman's return had been confirmed, but his intentions remained unclear. Solo's challenge had been issued, but the response was yet to come. Seth's Money in the Bank briefcase remained uncashed, but the opportunity window seemed to be closing rapidly. The wrestling internet exploded within minutes of the show ending. Social media was flooded with reactions, theories, and speculation about what this all meant for the future of WWE programming. Hashtags like hashtag Roman Returns, hashtag Bloodline War, and hashtag Rollins Robbed were trending worldwide. Wrestling journalists scrambled to get exclusive interviews and behind-the-scenes information. Fans created elaborate theories about how this storyline would unfold over the coming weeks and months. The episode had accomplished something that modern wrestling shows often struggle with: it had created genuine unpredictability. The implications for upcoming pay-per-view events are staggering. SummerSlam is just around the corner, and this episode has essentially guaranteed that the event will be centered around the Bloodline Civil War and Seth Rollins' quest for championship gold. What makes this episode so compelling isn't just what happened, but what it promises for the future. WWE has essentially reset their entire main event landscape with one episode of television. The power dynamics have shifted, old rivalries have been reignited, and new conflicts have been created. Roman Reigns' return brings with it the promise of high-stakes matches, emotional storytelling, and the kind of star power that elevates entire events. His presence alone changes how every other wrestler on the roster approaches their own storylines and championship aspirations. Seth Rollins' interrupted cash-in creates a sense of urgency and frustration that will drive compelling television for weeks to come. His character development from this point forward will be fascinating to watch as he deals with the disappointment and plots his next move. The Bloodline Civil War between Roman and Solo promises to be one of the most emotionally charged storylines WWE has produced in years. Family drama, combined with championship implications and personal pride, creates the perfect recipe for wrestling storytelling gold. As we wrap up this breakdown of one of the most significant episodes of Monday Night Raw in recent memory, I have to say that WWE has reminded us why they're the leaders in sports entertainment. This episode had everything: surprise returns, family drama, championship implications, and moments that will be talked about for years. My prediction: this is just the beginning. Roman's return is going to create a domino effect that impacts every major storyline in WWE. Seth's Money in the Bank briefcase is going to become even more valuable as the championship picture becomes more chaotic. And the Bloodline Civil War is going to culminate in matches that will define WrestleMania season. What did you think of Roman's shocking return? How do you see the Bloodline Civil War playing out? When do you think Seth will finally cash in his briefcase? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your theories about where these storylines are headed. Don't forget to smash that like button if this breakdown helped you process all the chaos from June 10th. Subscribe to Wrestling News CC for more exclusive wrestling content, and ring that notification bell because with WWE moving this fast and this unpredictably, you don't want to miss any of our coverage. Until next time, this has been Wrestling News CC, and remember, in the WWE Universe, the biggest moments happen when you least expect them, and June 10th, 2025, will go down as one of those nights that changed everything. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.